Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust. From home selling tips to investing, this is the talk show that will help you make the most money when selling your most valuable asset and save the most money when buying. Now here are your hosts, Dave McKay, along with Wally Kerr, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty in Oklahoma City.
Yes, it is the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show. I'm Dave McKay, along with the stars of the show.
You must be talking about Cindy.
I'm talking about those donuts that are sitting over there. Those are the stars of the show and the coffee. Cindy forgot to bring the granola bars and stuff, so I brought the donuts this morning. But it is
Thank you.
Wally and Cindy Kerr.
If you hear any chomping noises in the background, you'll know it's Wally going for the donuts this morning.
So the show, as always, is brought to you by Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage and Best Protect Roofing and Construction. And that's a little teaser right there. You're going to mention something probably about Alan Cook from Best Protect, but what do we have on tap for today's show?
Yeah, we do. We've got a good call on something he did for a customer, which was awesome, and we'll hear from him. It'll be a very short conversation. We'll probably catch him by phone today. Dave, got a funny Christmas gift story that Cindy's going to share with us today.
Good.
I think our listeners will really like that. In House Talk today, we're going to talk about how to get a home buyer to propose to your home. And Cindy will talk about that today. We're also going to talk about clever tips when buying. I'll share that in our weekly wisdom segment today. And we're just going to roll that right into what we decided to do this morning and go from clever tips when buying. This will be week one of a multi-week series. This week it'll be about buying.
Okay.
And the reason being is everybody's concerned right now about interest rates and affordability. So let's help those home buyers in the current market with some clever tips and even some home buying do's and don'ts. So we'll do that in our House Talk segment today. We're also going to talk about something that just bothers me when I see it on the news, and it's these darn porch pirates.
Yes.
And so this is the time of year when, we're big Amazon shoppers, and I know a lot of people are, and listeners. 'Tis the season to discourage porch pirates and theft, especially this time of year. So we'll have a fun show. We're going to move fast today, and we're glad to be here with you again.
It sounds like we're packing a lot of knowledge into another hour again. And by the way, if you can't catch the show live, of course, all episodes are available for download on the major podcast apps and at wallytalkshouses.com. It's so easy to find the exact segment you want to listen to. They have a summary for each show you can scroll through and select from. And don't forget, our show repeats Sundays at noon. So we're here tomorrow at noon on KOKC, just in case you can't stay with us for the full hour today. So we'll be back in just a minute.
Looking for a cash offer for your home? If so, do you want to see just one offer, or would you prefer to receive multiple cash offers and you get to choose the one you want? IWantMultipleOffers.com is the place to go. And that's exactly what you'll get fast. You choose the closing date, no open houses, no strangers in your home, and no waiting to receive an offer. You can sell as is. Today we know that homeowners like you want options. Our cash offer program, where you receive multiple offers, not just one, allows you to do what you want to do. If the cash offers aren't quite as high as you want, you still have the option of placing your home for sale for only as long as you want. 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, you choose. And if it's not sold in that agreed period, you can take any one of the cash offers, including one from us. Visit IWantMultipleOffers.com. Get the options you want, or just give us a call today. Wally and Cindy Kerr at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at 330-3000.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
So before we get going with the show today, Cindy, Wally told us about the funniest Christmas gift you ever received. Do you know what he's talking about?
I do.
Okay.
And most women would have hated this gift, but I was so excited. It was a porta potty. Do you know what that is, first of all?
Yes.
Oh, well, let me explain. I love to trail ride my horse all over the state and surrounding states. And in my horse trailer, it's actually got a living quarters, and I have a microwave and a bed and a heater and a refrigerator, but it does not have bathroom facilities.
Okay.
So I wanted a porta potty, and that is a portable toilet. It looks like a footstool. You put chemicals in it. There's a holding tank, but I'm not going to go into any more detail than that.
Oh, we got a lot of detail already.
That would be TMI.
We're deep in it right now.
But that Christmas, there was a great big box under our tree all wrapped. And I opened it, and I was so excited. It was the porta potty. And my whole family looked. And they were aghast that Wally would get me such a present.
You know, Dave, I remember going into Bass Pro and buying that for her because I knew she wanted it. I don't think she expected me to buy it that year. She just stated she needed one. So I go into Bass Pro and I'm looking for a porta potty, and I pick it up and I'm carrying it. And I thought, gosh, I hope somebody doesn't ask me if this is a Christmas present because I'm going to feel like a total heel. So yeah, I bought Cindy a porta potty, and anyway, yeah, she's a big time equestrian, and I think the easiest way to say this is, hey, when you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Dave, what about you? There's got to be what's the funniest Christmas gift you can think of that you ever
I
received?
think I was about 11 or 12 years old. It was a pretty big box, and it was heavy. So I was thinking, what kind of toy is in this? And it was a rather large, you can't see it, but I'm going to say maybe 2.5 feet long, maybe about circumference of like a basketball, if not larger. It was a full, clear glass piggy bank. I don't know how funny that is.
Did you like it?
I kind of.
Was it full of money?
No, but it had a cork about this size, about the size of a grapefruit, that you would stick in for the snout. You just pull that open and throw the money in. And I guess I kind of thought it was the oddest thing being that young. I was like, I want a toy, but it was a piggy bank. But it was huge.
Can you imagine if you would have put some JFK $50 in that were made of silver at that time?
That
or
would have been
perhaps,
fantastic.
what about wheat pennies? What if you filled that sucker with wheat pennies for 5 or 10 years? You'd have there you go, Dave.
Yes.
I could have already had you retired. You just needed to call me when you were 12 years old, and I would have fixed everything up.
A very practical gift. And I had it for quite a while.
But disappointing.
I think at the time it was just, well, I had other toys, but it was just kind of like, oh, it's a piggy bank.
It's sort of like being 10 years old and getting clothes. Remember?
Exactly.
Didn't you hate that when you were 9 and you got a new pair of whatever,
socks,
knickers or socks or underwear?
But then when you were 16 and got clothes, you loved it.
That's all you wanted.
Okay, so we want to talk directly today to homeowners who have a home on the market and are looking for answers and solutions on how to get their homes sold. Now, just before we started the show this morning, we were talking, Wally, about the MLS, and that is the multi-listing site or service that shows all of the listings for sale. It's been in the low 4,000s, I think. You said it was up to about 6,000, I think, right now. If I'm right on my numbers, what it's been recently, but does that mean there's competition increasing now?
There is, and it's seasonal. And we've talked about that here on the show, is that, we get asked a lot about, are home values going up or are they going down? Of course, everybody worries, right, about are you losing any of your equity and are home prices going down? But it's the seasonal time of year, and home sales traditionally in November, December, January, even into February are slower. It's normal, again, for the inventory to rise unless interest rates are 3%, and then you got people buying like hotcakes like they did 2 years ago.
Which was an anomaly.
And it was. And as late as January 1st of 2022, rates were about 3.3%. We're double that today and more. So, Dave, on January 1st of 2022, in the MLS, there were about 4,300 residential homes for sale. That number just topped 6,000 for the first time in several years. That's not an incredibly high number today. That's really not that bad. There have been times in the past where there were 8,000 to 10,000 homes on the market.
Oh, wow.
And the reason people aren't listing, we've talked about, is they're just not really excited about selling their home if they have a 3 or a 3.5 or a 4% rate on their home, when they would have to go buy today and probably hit 7 or 7.5, right, Cindy?
Right.
So talking about today, let's fast forward from last year to now with far more homes on the market. You mentioned 4,300. We're up to over 6,000. And that includes the higher interest rates with homeowners who are wondering how we can move from the hottest real estate market in over 40 years or so to such a changed market in just 2 years. You
know, Dave, nearly a third of the homes for sale today on the Oklahoma City multi-list have sat for over 90 days, and about 15% of the listings for sale have been on the market for over 5 months. So it's probably clear that some of these homeowners have to change something about their home or what they're offering to put it on the market to get it sold, right? You know, that's right. And you can't change your location. Your house is where it is. But there are some things you can look at. You know, it's kind of like dating. You're literally looking for that buyer that will say, I do, to making an offer on your home. So we're going to be talking about several of these things today. And let me give you some ideas. First of all, dated wallpaper. Now, I am seeing wallpaper in model homes. Decorators have chosen some of this wallpaper, and it looks great. But if you have wallpaper you've had 10 years and it's big flowered wallpaper, it just may not photograph well and may not look up to date.
Even 20 and 30, and sometimes we go in homes, Cindy, that have 40-year-old wallpaper.
Yes.
Even my own mother, I hate to admit, Dave, has flocked wallpaper. You know what that is? It's that velvet stuff that's flocked. She's a realtor, the mother of a realtor, you know. So, but she loves her home. And if she sold it today, she'd either have to discount it, because if there were pictures online and people saw the flocked wallpaper, let's see, it's in the entry. It's in her bathroom.
Yes.
And Cindy's never been in where was my father's bathroom, but there's flocked wallpaper there too. So you're not alluding necessarily, Cindy, to saying that all wallpaper needs to be taken down, because there's some really classy, up-to-date wallpaper that you're seeing even in some of the new homes. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly right. Fixtures, you know, light fixtures. Some of these haven't been updated.
Doorknobs.
Mm-hmm. You know, mismatched flooring. I think Wally put it best: when you step in a home and you look down at your feet, and there are all kinds of competing flooring. Perhaps there's wood flooring that was replaced 5 years ago, and some others areas that were replaced 10 years ago, and they don't quite match. A carpet is competing with some of that. It just doesn't look great. And particularly when that flooring is touching. You know, it may be that you have some carpet that doesn't really go well, but it's in the bedrooms and it doesn't touch the areas out in the living room. Too many pets. That's another thing. We love pets. We have pets.
Absolutely.
But we find that a lot of buyers have pet allergies. Or you need to look around. Have your pets done any damage? Have they scratched up the woodwork? Sometimes people will lock their dog in a bedroom when they're at work, and the dog has just destroyed the carpet next to the door trying to get out of the bedroom.
Or the door jamb trim, or maybe in the utility room, or maybe even on the back of the home. And you don't really want to point out that you have pets.
We had a dog, Scruffy, that did that, and I think I talked about that dog on a previous show. He just got scared in lightning storms and would tear off all the siding. So you really need to really look carefully if your house has any wear and tear due to pets.
Okay.
Another one's dirty grout. Look at your tubs. It doesn't take much to pull that caulking out and put nice, fresh caulking in the bathroom areas. And then also smells. You know, if you're smoking cigars, we've had clients who decided to smoke in their garage and not smoke in the house, because that's a very pungent odor.
That helps a lot. Smoke outside. And I mean, if you're just going to live in your home forever, no problem. But if you're thinking about marketing your home, who doesn't want to sell for top dollar, right?
Yeah.
And so if that's going to be a turnoff to where a buyer walks in and says, I don't think so. I saw 2 other homes and there wasn't a smell, or they didn't have pets, or there wasn't mismatched flooring, or there's been updating, the goal here in this slower market as the inventory increases is, again, how do you get that buyer to propose to your home to say, I do want to make an offer, instead of, no, I'm not interested in you or your house. Right?
And another one is fencing. A lot of new buyers have pets and have a dog. And if your fence is falling down, fencing has gotten so expensive. It's like brain surgery having to hire somebody to put in new fencing.
The labor's higher and the materials are higher, right?
Materials are higher. So make sure your fencing is in good order. And then if you have old, outdated, overstuffed furniture that's dark and your rooms look cluttered, it's not going to photograph well. And I always say, people are looking online, they're looking at HGTV. They are actually going in model homes. They're looking at model homes. Those have been decorated by professional decorators. So you're kind of stacking up against those.
Sure. And even though this resale home might not be as much as a new home, for a buyer to move in and just finance it all together, think about that. How much money do you have to save to go fix the fence, to go replace the mismatched flooring, to replace the brass fixtures, to get the grout clean, to take the wallpaper down?
It adds up.
Well, it does. And so what many buyers would rather do is just go in, finance it, the home's ready to move into. I can have my weekends to spend with my kids or go to Midtown, do the things I want to do. I'm willing to pay more to have to do less. And remember, too, that buyers are really stretched with affordability today. I read an article this week, Dave, about how one of the national giants like Redfin said that over 17% of buyers canceled their contracts in the month of October nationwide because they'd make an offer and then they'd go in and see the costs and the costs of taxes and insurance that have gone up and what the payment was going to be, and just looked up and said, this is not a great thing for us to do.
We can calculate all that, but there may be some hidden things, like the home inspection turns up some things they had no idea were going to have to be replaced.
And maybe the seller doesn't want to fix it.
Yes.
And PMI costs, mortgage insurance. Again, affordability is stretched. So if you're on the market now, I think what our summary to this would be is if you have a home and you're one of these, again, lots and lots of homes, 15% of the homes that are available for sale today in the MLS in Oklahoma City, and this is courtesy of the Oklahoma City MLS, over 15% of the homes available today have been on the market at least 5 months. So if you're listening today and you're one of those people, or you know someone that has a house on the market that's sitting, sit back and take a look. Think about the things that we just talked about. Have them download our show or listen back to this show. It'll repeat Sundays at noon. And listen to what we're talking about with dated fixtures and mismatched flooring and fence repairs. And do you have wallpaper? And are there smells inside your home that maybe you could correct? And move your home from being for sale to getting it sold and getting someone to say, I do, to your home or your friend's home by taking these things and just taking the bull by the horns and doing something about it.
That's right.
You know, I had to do that with Kim because I had mixed-matched clothing I wore. I probably need to lose a little weight, get a haircut, and to get her to say I do. I had to take stock of myself. I was on the market for a little while. And if I wanted to get sold, I needed to do some fixing.
You needed to step back and look.
Yes, I was a fixer-upper. I fixed everything. Stick around. Wally's Weekly Wisdom is coming up, House Talk, and we're going to chat with Alan Cook from Best Protect Roofing and Construction next.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233. Equal housing lender.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
The holidays are here. Does that mean no one's buying a home today? Not at all. In fact, many home buyers are checking websites daily, hoping that just the right home comes up for sale. And with interest rates at a higher level, fewer home sellers are willing to sell. If you're one of those homeowners that needs to sell now, it gives you a distinct advantage. We have hundreds of buyers searching our website each week, waiting for the perfect home to come available. And remember that someone who will buy and love your home will always pay more than an investor will. I'm Wally Kerr. Cindy and I are local experts in all areas of the Oklahoma City metro and offer to sell your home guaranteed at a price agreeable to you, or we'll buy it ourselves. Again, last year, our homes sold faster and for more money on average. But don't take my word for it. Check out what other people say about us at Google and Zillow. If you're ready to sell in the next 30 to 60 days, call us at 330-3000 before you list it to access our pool of ready buyers. Your home sold guaranteed realty. And ask for me when you call.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
And joining us right now, one of our wonderful show sponsors from Best Protect Roofing and Construction, Alan Cook. Hello, Alan.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Alan, glad to have you on this week. You and I were talking about a customer that you really helped this week. You and I were wrestling with a construction company and doing roofing, and you said, what do you want to talk about this week? And I said, it's always about the customer and helping the customer. So it sounds like, and I asked you and said, did you have any insurance claims? Did a customer have an insurance claim turned down that you were able to go in and meet with the adjuster and actually get the roof shingles covered? And you said, as a matter of fact, I did. Just tell us real quickly how that went and what transpired.
It's been a couple-week-long process, but this customer was selling their house. The buyer's home inspector come over, said, hey, the roof's totaled, lots of hail damage. They called me. I went out there. Sure enough, hail damage on the shingles, ridge cap, soft metals, gutters. I checked my hail mapping software. They had several hailstorms this year, so home run, easy claim. Adjuster comes out and just said there wasn't enough, and which is crazy. I've been on thousands of roofs with adjusters. I know what they're looking for, and, this should have been approved easy. So we kind of just went through the process, went back and forth. I took some more photos, put my estimate together in Xactimate, sent in the hail trace, information, and after a couple weeks of back and forth, finally got them to approve it and approve the whole thing.
You had to go back out a second time, didn't you, Alan?
A couple times, and meet us a second time to take my own photos to send in, then a third time to meet a second adjuster out there. And we had a good conversation, stayed on the roof for a while, made sure he saw all the damage that was there, and got it all approved. Just kind of out of curiosity, Alan, do you remember about how much it was going to cost to replace that roof, what that estimate looked like? I think the roof and then the decking that was out of code, the gutters, and, some of the small stuff, it was about a $28,000 project.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
So this is why I wanted Alan to join us today, is probably some of our listeners were thinking, well, we're probably talking $6,000, $7,000. This is a $28,000 roof that the adjuster said no to, and Alan got it approved. And this is what's most important, is customer service and serving customers and helping them get where they need to be. And I didn't know it was that much money. I didn't ask Alan when we asked him to be on today, but that's a pretty phenomenal story.
Well, Alan is not from halfway decent Protect Roofing and Construction. He's from Best Protect Roofing and
You'll
Construction.
like that, don't you, Alan?
And
yeah.
You're right. That just a couple of calls, or if they had them even on a retainer, it paid for itself. And what a great customer service, like you mentioned, to come out 2 or 3 times, get on the roof with the adjuster and say, hey, this is my territory, and this is what we're looking at right here, and get them to do that. That certainly paid off.
Experience, knowledge. Alan's been a preferred contractor of ours since 2017. In our business, Cindy and I need people to connect with in business that we trust, that we know are going to take care of our customers, and Alan has got a long trail of Kerr team customers that he's helped over the years, just like the one he just helped. So it's Alan Cook, Best Protect Roofing, and it's 405-473-9599. Hey, Alan, I'm kind of doing all the talking here, but I just want to say great job for that customer. You know, something that I've come to expect from you. I even had a roof I called Alan on earlier this week that has a repeated water leak that's been coming in. Now, Alan doesn't love water, right, Alan? That's a tough one because water just seems to find its way in.
It's the kryptonite for the super roofs.
Yeah, that's right. So, but you got a contractor out, Alan, and when they did some tear off and strip off, it looked like from even the time the home was built 20 years ago that it just wasn't done quite right. Is that correct?
That's right. The copper aprons, kind of a dormer, really. It just wasn't installed right. There was a really big crack that they had just used some sealant on, and then some contractors or roofers over the years had just kind of put Band-Aids, more layers of Band-Aids over that. Well, we really needed to strip all that off, get down to what was going on, clean it all off, and use the right product there to really seal that perfect, put the shingles back down, and now that, it's fixed.
You're so valuable for our customers and for our team, and I know you also provide free roof inspections around the metro that you'll go and look and crawl up on the roof and take pictures.
Yeah.
And then you'll go to bat for the customer like you did on this one where you've saved the customer from writing a check for as much as $28,000.
Yes,
So
yes.
great job. We're always glad to have you on and really appreciate you just taking a quick phone call today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Alan, throw out your phone number or best way to contact you again, because as we move into spring and storms that are be coming up, we want our listeners to keep your phone number handy so they can call on you for those roof inspections. What's the best way to contact you?
Well, I'm the owner of the company. Just call my cell or give me a text, 405-473-9599. You can check us out at bestprotectroofing.com as well.
Thank you so much, Alan Cook, Best Protect Roofing and Construction. Alan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Some great information from Alan Cook. He always has a lot of great knowledge, and he does have some good stories.
He's a great contractor for us. We have to have people we trust, and we certainly do. He takes care of our properties and our customers' properties, and I know he would do a great job for you. So that's our plug for him today.
Absolutely. A lot of wisdom from him. How about some wisdom from Wally? Now, you told me that we're going to be starting Clever Tips. This will be the first week within Wally's Weekly Wisdom. So what are we talking about?
I've got some clever tips when buying, clever tips when selling, lots of clever tips in the next 4 to 5 weeks. So tune in and I'll make them quick. First, when you're buying a home, some of the clever tips for today are get a seller's disclosure statement. You'll be signing one if it's a listed home, and give it to your home inspector when the home inspector shows up. Dave, that's a required form for any seller of a listed property. They should have completed it and delivered it to a buyer up front at the time they made the offer. Now, this is tricky. For sell by owners aren't required to fill one out by the Real Estate Commission. So if you're buying from an owner or considering buying a neighbor's home or a friend's home, always ask for the seller's disclosure statement to be completed, and you can find that at the Oklahoma Real Estate Commission website.
That's right. It's a 3-page form, and it's very detailed with a lot of yes and no questions, a lot of blanks where they have to fill things in, fill in an age of a roof. So there really drills down about that house.
And it's actually gone to a 4-page form.
I said 3.
With the most, the form is revised every couple of years. Number 2 today is going to be refrain, if you're out looking for homes, from making too much commentary when you're in a home, because it's very likely with today's technology that the owner is listening in to what you're saying. So, good or bad, whatever you're saying, the owner can hear and even record when you're inside a home. So if you like it, be a poker face. Keep your thoughts to yourself.
Kim elbows me. When we're in the house. He's like, well, the lady's around the corner.
I had one a few years ago where I was talking with my buyers, and all of a sudden a little light came on in the corner of the bedroom, and the owner started talking to us through an electronic device. And it was creepy.
Yes.
Along with that wisdom, always have a needs list when you're looking for a home. Know what you need before you start shopping. Even if you're not a list maker, I don't make lists typically, but make a list of what you need, not just what you want. And if a home meets about 85% of what you're looking for, by gosh, make an offer. That home might go away, especially if it's priced right. Also recommend shop at the lower end of your price budget so that you have some wiggle room. So let's say you get pre-approved for $300,000.
Okay.
To instantly just jump out there and go say, I'm going to make an offer for $300,000, kind of maxing out your budget.
Yes.
You might be up against another buyer that wants it as badly as you and might be willing to offer 303, 305, 310. They might be willing to write an offer for $300,000 as is. So be really careful and don't shop at the top. You may want to add some closing costs back. You may need a budget to go fix some things up. Also, be careful with your finances. This is really important and maybe not mentioned often enough, Dave, and that is if you're shopping for a home or planning to shop in the near future, don't open up a new credit account. Don't walk into that Christmas store and them say, you can get 15% off today if you'll sign up for a credit card. And the minute you sign up for a credit card, if it's got a $5,000 limit or a $3,000 limit, the credit agency just kind of figures in the lender that you're probably going to go charge on that card.
Yes.
It's going to change your income to debt ratio. So don't charge up your cards. Don't open a new account. And whatever you do, don't change jobs unless it's going to be in the same line of work.
Okay.
And also don't miss a payment on anything that you owe. Those are really, really important things to remember when you're thinking about buying.
I have a story when you talked about charging and finances. Several years ago, I had a couple under contract and they were pre-approved and they went and bought during the period of the transaction and financed 2 brand new trucks.
No way.
Yes. And I asked them, why did you do that?
Yes.
And they said, someone from heaven above told us to buy those trucks. Well, I could not argue with heaven above.
Sure.
But I'll tell you what, I made it a practice to tell people just what Wally's talking about when we're under contract, not to finance anything until after closing.
And then also don't get overly attached to a home. I think that would be the last piece
I
of my
can see
wisdom
that.
is leave your emotions at home and be careful about telling someone you absolutely love their home and you're going to go make an offer. Price is probably not going to go down, but try to leave your emotions at home and don't get too attached.
Fantastic wisdom from Wally. Let's go ahead and just roll right into our next segment. It's our House Talk segment with Wally and Cindy, and we're going to talk about home buying do's and don'ts. And I think the three of us feel like this is an important subject, obviously, due to the affordability crisis when buying a home today. So there's going to be some things you want to do, want to not do, like obviously finance a pair of trucks. But so with home prices that are high right now, the interest rates are high. I would think it's really important to make smart decisions when buying today. So I want you guys to kind of go over maybe some important do's and don'ts. Wally, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Always look at several homes before you buy. Right, Cindy?
That's right.
Over the years, I've heard more stories, Dave, especially in the COVID market when it was so hot, of remorse from people who felt they jumped out, they purchased too quickly, they didn't look at enough homes for sale. Gosh, look at a minimum of 3 to 6 homes for comparative purposes.
And then also you need to research the neighborhood. Find out what's going on. Are there a lot of rentals, if that's a problem for you? Property maintenance, the surrounding areas. Sometimes you'll only go one direction into a neighborhood and yikes, you go out another direction and find out there's a real eyesore and that may not be where you want to live.
I would also say, Dave, double check the tax amount at the county treasurer's website because it might be showing wrong on the internet. You see, taxes just changed recently.
Okay.
And they were assessed for 2023. And most homeowners know today that your tax bill, if you have an escrow account, is being paid by your mortgage company. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't escrow for taxes and insurance, and you're paying your own taxes. And so if you're a home buyer, you need to know that tax rates just changed based on new assessed values. Go to the county treasurer's website for the county where you're talking about purchasing and double check the current property taxes to assure that you're working off the right amount.
And talk to the neighbors. Find someone who stays home all the time or someone outside working in the yard. How do they feel about the neighborhood? Do they like it?
You get an honest opinion about a neighborhood typically from neighbors. Also, invest in inspections. This is a really important home buying do. Don't skimp on inspections. Get that home inspection done. Have a roofer take a look at it like Alan with Best Protect that we just talked to. Get that HVAC system looked at. And more importantly, a really big one, be careful if you're buying a system that has R22 refrigerant. If it's an older system, it's become very expensive to recharge a system that has R22. You know that, Dave.
Yes.
Get a good termite and bug inspection. Have a good pool inspection done if it's got a swimming pool. If you're buying a property that's got a water well or a septic system or both, get those inspected. And then finally, if you see cracks inside the home or on the exterior in the veneer, get an engineer to take a look at it.
Don't buy a house for its decor. Now, it's easy to do, especially when you fall in love with a home online. And it's kind of like falling in love with a person on a dating site based just on their picture. But you really need to do your due diligence, including inspection.
If you were single, and hey, I was at one time, you can see a picture of someone and have these really high expectations before you even go on a date. I've had friends where that's happened. And so don't put too much optimism until you get there and can actually check out everything. Like, don't trust everything, too, that you read in a real estate ad.
That's right.
I have seen some ads that say new roof. And I think, well, gosh, there's a lot of things to a roof. It's not just the shingles. It's the ventilation. It's the guttering.
The flashings.
It's the flashings. It's the ridge vents. And then new HVAC. Cindy, do you remember the story about 20 years ago? We had a home we went to list. We walked through, had a clipboard. We made great notes. And the owner said, I have new heat and air. And we got called out on that later because the heat and air was actually 5 years old. So be very careful when it says new heat and air, new roof, new microwave. If you're buying, be very, very careful that you investigate those items, find out the ages, make sure it's not an R22 system because that will be very expensive to replace refrigerant.
Don't buy the most expensive home on the block. Your home will appreciate slower. And I've got a story about this one. This was my experience about buying the smallest house in an absolutely fabulous neighborhood in California. When I went to sell it, I got full price, and the new owners tore the house down just to build another house.
I tell people about that here. That's what people do in California.
No, that was a $525,000 home 30 years ago, and they bulldozed it because the neighborhood was so great. So, like she just said, don't buy the most expensive home on the block. You're going to appreciate slower.
Yep.
Look for that home that's a smaller home in a larger neighborhood, and it's a great investment.
That's a perfect example of that.
But that's a do and don't for sure.
All right, we're going to pause just for a minute. We're going to be back with our listings of the week, open houses, and 'tis the season to discourage those porch pirates and theft because it is the holiday season. We're going to talk about all that coming up next.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758, Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for a cash offer for your home? If so, do you want to see just one offer, or would you prefer to receive multiple cash offers? And you get to choose the one you want. IWantMultipleOffers.com is the place to go. And that's exactly what you'll get fast. You choose the closing date, no open houses, no strangers in your home, and no waiting to receive an offer. You can sell as is. Today we know that homeowners like you want options. Our cash offer program, where you receive multiple offers, not just one, allows you to do what you want to do. If the cash offers aren't quite as high as you want, you still have the option of placing your home for sale for only as long as you want. 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, you choose. And if it's not sold in that agreed period, you can take any one of the cash offers, including one from us. Visit iwantmultiple-offers.com. Get the options you want, or just give us a call today. Wally and Cindy Kerr at your home sold guaranteed realty at 330-3000.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
So, Wally, we have a great topic that's coming up in just a minute, but we want to talk about our listing of the week and maybe some open houses this weekend.
Got a great listing of the week, a big reduction in Gaillardia. Got a motivated homeowner at 14233 Calais Circle. Gaillardia, one of Oklahoma City's nicest gated neighborhoods, of course,
yes.
right? Great, incredible clubhouse with a great banquet room that you can lease out. There's beautiful golf course, pool, gated, 24-hour guard stand. So this home was reduced $55,000 this week.
Okay.
Over 5,100 square feet. This is a 4-bedroom home with 4.5 baths. And what I like about this home, Dave, is it's in the Club Villas, which is behind a second security gate, so ultra secure.
Okay.
Go out the back door of this home, walk up the steps, and you're at the pool, and you're at the park, and it's less than 1,000-foot walk to the clubhouse. That home was reduced. It was $1,250,000 in price. Big open floor plan downstairs. Now $1,195,000. That's our listing of the week this week. And then, Dave, we have open houses for our listeners to come by and see us on Sunday between 2 and 4. You can meet Cody Crawford at 1508 Southwest 163rd Street, South Oklahoma City, Westmore High School, which is a big draw. This home is only a couple of years old and really quality, built by Landmark Fine Homes.
Okay.
It's in a small community called Native Plains. It's a beautiful property priced at $389,900, and that home is about 2,000 square feet and only 2 years old. If you're shopping in that Westmore school district, you should run by and see that home. Come meet Wally this weekend. I'll be back out at 1200 Southern Hills Circle. You can see that I really do have a face for radio. So, it's been reduced also $55,000 over the last 10 days from $950,000 down to $895,000 for a very motivated homeowner. This is on 2 acres. It's on a golf course 2 miles from OU.
Nice.
It's got a pool. It's got a spa, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, big open spaces. That's a beautiful property. And again, it's 1200 Southern Hills Circle, just south of the OU campus, and I'll be there from 2 to 4 on Sunday afternoon.
Okay. I read recently where Amazon has approximately 200 million Prime members.
Is that not an amazing number?
That's a lot of people, and that's a lot of people if you only ordered one item, and all of the shopping they're doing online is hundreds of millions of items being shopped nationwide, worldwide, and those are ending up on people's porches, and then people are following along. And so what do we do to discourage people from taking that Christmas gift that we just bought and had it delivered?
Well, there's so many proactive things that any homeowner or occupant can do to deter or prevent theft. Let's talk about a few of these, because truly, most all of these will apply for all of our listeners.
Yeah, I agree. So cameras and Ring doorbells, especially with mobile apps and that connect wirelessly to your router, are so easy to install today. It is Porch Pirate season, and I just don't want to see anybody get really disappointed here at the holidays by something getting ripped off.
And an alarm system with a sign is a good deterrent.
Also, bright lighting in more places.
Yes.
So there are people now that are working and not getting home until it's after dark.
Yes.
And if your packages are sitting on the front porch and got delivered and there's no porch light, you may also want to remember that, do any of your neighbors stay home? Or do all of you work, and is everybody coming home at 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30? It's just dark this time of year. I'd be leaving, if you don't have automatic lights, get some bright LED bulbs, put them on the corners of your home with motion detectors, or just at least put it on your front porch. Bright lighting in more places will help too.
And overgrown shrubbery is a problem because then porch pirates can sneak up onto your porch, hide, grab the thing, and leave. So trim back those shrubs.
And for some of these porch pirates, they get kind of bold and they're looking in the windows. So keep your blinds closed and then install deadbolt locks. That's just a good way to keep people out of your home. It's a little easier to kick in a door jamb with the doorknob. So if you don't have deadbolt locks, I highly recommend. You may have lived in your home for 20 years and never had an incident.
But times have changed a little, unfortunately.
They have. By the way, Dave, it was a hot summer outside, and you may have opened your windows, and you may have closed them and forgot to lock your windows. So whatever you do, go back, check all your windows as you bring your Christmas packages in, and make sure your home is secure there.
Papers on your driveway, you may not, most people don't take a newspaper, but there's all those throwaway circulars. So if you're out of town, make sure somebody's picking up your mail. They're picking up
something hung on your door.
That's
those
right.
Things. That's a telltale sign that you're out of town and it's open season on your home, I would think.
Well, and one other thing that you might consider, and what we do, is we have all our packages sent to our office. So sometimes if you have an office, you're not in a great big building where you can do that, that's a great alternative.
Buy a family member a locking mailbox that requires a key, or at least a way for the postman to stick the mail in the front, but you have to use a lock to unlock it on the backside.
You mentioned people being bold. What about the people that will smash windows and actually break into your home?
That smash and grab. Wally's always admonishing me. We go to the gym, and sometimes I'll leave my purse in plain sight, right on the passenger seat. And he's always telling me, don't do that. Put it in the trunk. I know.
Come on.
I've had lots of people tell me they've left their garage door open and they come back 20 minutes later and their golf clubs are missing. So, be careful about everything. Like Cindy said, don't leave your keys in your car.
Correct.
Even if it's in your garage. I've had people that have said they left their car in the garage and unfortunately they went to bed. The garage door was left open. The keys were there, made it easy for someone to steal their car. We are in a changing time, and that's unfortunate. Close your garage door. Don't leave your keys in your car. Lock every door. Be careful about smash and grab. I'd say if you're Christmas shopping, it's that old recommendation, don't leave merchandise inside the car. I've heard of people buying things, going back inside to shop again, so that they didn't have to carry it all out at the same time. They put it in the car, and shoot, somebody goes in, and it's a smash and grab at your car. So that Santa doesn't have to visit your home twice this year, Dave. If listeners will do this, he won't have to come back and bring more gifts if they get stolen.
I'd be happy just to get one visit from Santa each year. I must be on the naughty list or something. But the nicest possible real estate advice when selling or buying, get a hold of Wally and Cindy Kerr. What's the easiest way to get a hold of you guys?
Call us anytime. We'd love to take your calls. Love to help you, your friends, or your family. As we always tell our listeners, it would be our honor and we'd consider it a privilege to help you in the buying or selling process. Call us anytime at 330-3000.
We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The holidays are here. Does that mean no one's buying a home today? Not at all. In fact, many home buyers are checking websites daily, hoping that just the right home comes up for sale. And with interest rates at a higher level, fewer home sellers are willing to sell. If you're one of those homeowners that needs to sell now, it gives you a distinct advantage. We have hundreds of buyers searching our website each week, waiting for the perfect home to come available. And remember that someone who will buy and love your home will always pay more than an investor will. I'm Wally Kerr. Cindy and I are local experts in all areas of the Oklahoma City metro and offer to sell your home guaranteed at a price agreeable to you, or we'll buy it ourselves. Again, last year, our homes sold faster and for more money on average. But don't take my word for it. Check out what other people say about us at Google and Zillow. If you're ready to sell in the next 30 to 60 days, call us at 330-3000 before you list it to access our pool of ready buyers. Your home sold guaranteed realty. And ask for me when you call.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758, Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
As we wrap it up today, are you into the season? Are you a family that stays home, watches Christmas movies? Or are you more likely to go out and look at Christmas lights? What do you guys like to do?
Oh, Dave, Christmas is Wally's favorite holiday.
Okay.
I call Wally Griswold.
Yes.
He wants to decorate before Thanksgiving, but he knows we're not allowed to do that. But he goes crazy after Thanksgiving. You should see our house. Now, I have given him one requirement, no climbing on the roof, because we have a very tall house.
Yes.
But we have blow-up inflatables. We've got lights on all this shrubbery. We've got little lights that flash along our walkways. It is just beautiful.
I have only 3 words for this: guilty as charged.
Is there a disco ball?
No.
There
Christmas
is.
disco ball.
I thought about it.
We have Kim won't claim it, so I have a disco tree at home, and all of the ornaments are disco balls.
Oh, cool.
That are on it.
You
So I
better
have
not
a
tell
look at
Wally where you got that.
He's getting so
That'll
excited.
be in our
He's
front
going to get another
yard.
tree. I love going different places. There's the Oklahoma City Zoo has like safari lights. I really like going to Yukon for their
Yes.
Christmas in the park because we live close by out there. We've been doing that for a while. Where do you guys like to go?
So we really enjoy the Downs Family Christmas in Norman.
Yes.
It is off of East Highway 9 at 72nd Street. It's the most amazing matched to music Christmas light display. They literally have a parking lot on the acreage. And what I really like, Dave, about it is not only is it an amazing show, they support the Oklahoma City Food Shelter or the Food Pantry.
Okay.
And so they've been giving tens of thousands of dollars. You can actually go by and just see the show. It doesn't require anything.
It's
but
free.
You can make a monetary donation or even take canned goods by. You know, along those lines, there's another East Norman home on acreage that I only found last year. It's between Rock Creek Road and Tecumseh Road on Northeast 24th Avenue. If you live near Norman, it's just north of Hall Park. It's a large acreage, and it's completely covered in lights. It's beautiful.
And you know, the last few years, we've taken our little convertible. Even though it's cold, we turn the heater on. We have
Okay.
the top down, and we go through Nichols Hills. And we cruise around and see all those lights on those big mansions. It is beautiful.
Hundreds and hundreds of homes. Even the
Yes.
small homes, too, really get into it. That's one of our favorite places.
So I know that another great place, I have always heard about this and I want to go, and for some reason we haven't made it down there. It's the Festival of Lights that's open down in Chickasha, because I know the lights are fantastic, but I want to see the giant leg lamp.
The what, Dave?
From the movie A Christmas Story, where
Oh,
the guy
yes.
wins the leg lamp. as his
Oh,
I remember.
yes.
Yes,
they have a
yes.
giant one that's 2 stories tall or something like that in the middle of downtown in Chickasha, and I have wanted to go for a long time. I'm trying to drag Kim along, and hopefully maybe this year we'll go see it.
You know, one of the things I really enjoy at Christmas time is the Devon Ice Rink. Cindy is quite an equestrian, a fantastic realtor, and I mean that, but she's a great ice skater. So we're going to take our grandkids there, you know, really soon. It's been open now, I think, for a couple of weeks, and I think it really epitomizes the beauty of the season. And Cindy and I really enjoy spending our Christmas Eve down in Bricktown. We literally take the convertible, go down and see some lights. walk around. She skates on Christmas Eve, and then we go typically over to Charleston's and get something hot because it's normally chilly on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve in Bricktown is always a lot of fun for us.
So Cindy is a fabulous real estate broker, came from California.
She's very, very good.
She's an accomplished equestrian.
She is.
And a mediocre ice skater.
She's an ice skater. And let me tell you what Wally brings to the table.
What?
He shows up Christmas Day with a porta potty. Okay?
Yeah, if you missed that story, go back and catch our show or download it. So I guess that's the story of the day, isn't it?
What a wonderful time of the year. It's wonderful spending time with the both of you on this weekend show. And we'll be back next week at 11 a.m. for our listeners. Don't forget that our show repeats tomorrow at noon. And like Wally just said, you can go back and hear all the different segments of the previous shows. They're all labeled clearly with each topic at wallytalkshouses.com. Now, let's go get some Christmas shopping done.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
See you next week. Thanks, Dave.
You've been listening to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr. Heard every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. and replayed on Sundays at noon here on 1520 a.m. and 95.3 FM KOKC. Wally's name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. To speak with Wally directly about selling your home or buying, call or text him to schedule an appointment at 405-330-3000, 405-330-3000, or go to wallysguarantee.com. That's wallysguarantee.com.